Welcome back. Welcome back to the game. We're on a new stream now, so we're in for the second half. And yeah, in for the second half now. I just want to say I was sitting there having my cup of tea, and then somebody realised. As Russ is texting me. In fact, it was Trevor that alerted me to it. We had a bit of a problem with the laptop. We had a bit of a fault in the laptop. Just the bloody Everton's internet connection to go down at half time, and then somebody almost poured a cup of tea over my commentary box. It's not been great. So away we go in the second half, but we are back live with you all. And hopefully there'll be no more disasters and we can get back with the commentary of the second half. Everton 0, Manchester United 0. We are back with the second half, but we're on a different stream now to the first half. We had technical problems. Our laptop went absolutely funny because sometimes when you're doing stuff on there and you're online and you're connected to a stream, sometimes the laptop sounds like as if I listen back to the commentary, it sounds like I turn into a Dalek. So that's what's probably happened. But we fixed that technical problem. We've ended the first half stream at that, and now we're back live with the second half on a different stream. So it's just like the old days of Euro 2016 again, when we first started out. It's sort of back to the future. But I think Everton has been a very unlucky ground for us this season. With a commentary that's to take off against Chelsea, and now we've had this problem as well. So we never have good luck at Goodison Park, but we've still got a commentary going, and it's still 0-0. And you haven't missed a kick of any of this, of any of the match so far. Even though we're now into our second stream live, obviously get Trevor back for us. We are back live now, and obviously we'll send a message out on Twitter for everybody. There we go. So if you could put the word out to Trevor that we're back live as well, Russ, that would be fantastic. As I said, it was a technical fault from our laptop, which sort of killed the line dead. We've had some bad connections up here at Goodison Park, and their internet, their broadband up here in Merseyside is certainly on this part of Merseyside. Funnily enough, it works perfectly at Anfield. It doesn't work as good here at Goodison Park. I wonder why. Maybe the ground's a bit too old. I don't know. I was giving it a lot of praise in the first half. Maybe they have to update their internet facilities a bit up here at Everton. But it's been a bit of an unlucky ground for us when we've gone here attempted to do live matches here. Last season, we covered them in a quarter-final against Leicester, and then we lost everything for the penalty shootout, which Leicester, in fact, won. And the funny thing is, it was a great game up until that point. Anyway, we're back under the way, and here come Everton now with Richarlison into the air. Richarlison almost going all the way through, and Manchester United get it away. But I hope you've enjoyed the first half, regardless of what's been going on. So 0-0 as we begin the second half. Foul there, but advantage played. Coleman now wins possession inside his own half. Goes over the halfway line. Through the centre circle he goes. Seamus Coleman, good run by the Irishman. Finds a Welby out on the near side. Here he goes. He'll take on all comers. And we are back. I'll just explain what happened. It was a fault with the connection at Goodison Park again. Thankfully, it happened at half-time, Trevor, and we're back on time now. In fact, my laptop also had something to do with it, because when you've had it on for a certain amount of time, the sound settings turn. You'll listen to something and it turns into a Dalek for some reason. But anyway, we've fixed the problem. Our technical boys, they've earned their money tonight for once. But I blame the connection at Goodison Park for what's gone on. No, it isn't Super Sport. It's we've got Sky's feed, and it's been good at the moment. Cavani in the area, side netting. Shooting with the right foot. He wants a corner. I'm not sure if he's got it, but wow, goodness, he has looked in the mood tonight, that Edison Cavani, hasn't he? He's a super player. Well, first touch, that looked like the suspicion of handball on the first touch. It looked as if it came off the top of his left arm here. Yeah, handball that for me. I think if that could have gone in, I think Everton would have been infuriated. I'm sure they will be a little bit infuriated. No VAR tonight, folks, just to remind you. Russ told you that in the first half and confirmed it for me as the ball comes in, and Pogba was in there, but so too was Yerry Mina. And now Everton can break now with Alex Iwobi down the left-hand side. Iwobi now, 3 Everton players waiting in the centre for a cross from the left-hand side. Can Sigurdsson reach it? He'll have to go some to keep it in, and he has done, to be fair, but his first touch sort of kept it in, and then the momentum of the ball kept on going, and in the end, the ball ran out of play. So there we are. Super Sport broadcasting again. I don't think Trevor's going to let that one go. You might remember that me and Trevor have been covering cricket on Trevor Match Special, and there was an accident where we went through a replay, and I just said off the cuff. I said an off the cuff remark. I said South African TV. I said something along the lines of bunch of plonkers or something or other. I'm sure Trevor will correct me if I'm wrong. But I said something along the lines of bunch of absolute plonkers or something like that. Wouldn't happen in our country. No, honestly, it's one of the funniest things I've ever done on Trevor's channel. Oh, I've got so much sarcasm. Sometimes when someone goes tits up, goes absolutely wrong, it's there's always heavy sarcasm with me. That is for sure. Yeah, commentators occurred. Yeah, I hope you're doing that bloopers video this Christmas, Trevor. I hope you're going to do a blooper thing if you get 5 minutes. That would be good. If he does do one, I'll be certainly playing a huge part in it because I'm the funny man of the commentary team. Well, I'm sort of one of the funny men. I'm not the only funny man. That is for sure. There we go. If the if a 36-hour day were invented. Meanwhile, there's a little bit of a spat there between Mina and Cavani while we were talking away. Referee Madley's just spoken to them for 36-hour day. I used to do 36-hour days in my last job, Trevor. I mean, I used to work 12 hours one day, then I'd go back back from Burnley back to where I live. That would be 11:30. I'd only get 4 hours sleep, and I was up again the next morning doing another 12 hours. It was fun. But hopefully we'll get back to those days sooner rather than later anyway, as we've got another clash down there halfway, which is a little bit concerning because Eric Barry's won, and it looks like Michael Keane, I think, might be the other one as well. I can't tell the Everton player, but it looks like Michael Keane. And this actually could be something very serious here at the moment. But the Everton players obviously come off worse. Let's see who it might have been. It's Bally. And in fact, it isn't Keane. It's Richarlison. I think he's accidentally knocked Richarlison almost clean out. Richarlison's just come back from injury and has been in very good form this season. This is actually a concern for Everton. Meanwhile, Bally is this is actually quite serious. I can see Richarlison there just moving his legs, so that's a telltale sign that he's okay, thankfully. Angelotti, I can just see there showing a little bit of concern. Richarlison looks like he's been sort of out for the count, if you like. And obviously the physio team, Eric Barry, hurt his back in all of that. The physio has done a good job on him and has got him almost repaired with the old magic sponge. He's now been escorted to the far side. Well, they have to come off the field, but this will be a very big concern now for Everton fans because Richarlison is one of their better players at the moment. As I say, he's scored in the last 5 of 6. And I'll tell you what, I think he's claiming that he might have kicked him. I think that's what he's saying because he's sort of like kicked out. And I think he's saying, he kicked me in the head. Tell you what, it must have been a big blow to get rid of him. Richarlison is not one to make a fuss. He's not one that goes down very easily, and I think he was genuinely hurt, but he thought he was fouled, and there was a high foot against him. And it looks as if it's going to be all over, I'm afraid, after 54 minutes of the contest for Richarlison, I'm afraid, folks. They do have on reserve. Let me just run through the two benches for you. We'll run through the Everton bench. Pickford, the substitute goalkeeper. How many times have we ever said that before? Not many. We're going to see Bernard come on, actually. What they also have. So Bernard's going to come on. Also, they've got Pickford, John Joe Kenny, Mason Holgate, Cenk Tosun, who's the Turkish international. Bernard is about to come on. Gordon and Tom Davies, the midfield player. Manchester United have got a very strong bench, as you can tell. Lee Grant, the former Burnley goalkeeper, is the substitute keeper. And then we've got Rashford, Martial, Jesse Lingard, Fred, Luke Shaw, and Timmy Fosu-Mensah. So, well, it looks as if Richarlison isn't going to take any further part. Everton free kick in towards Keane at the back post. And behind for a goal kick to Manchester United. It remains 0-0. Richarlison wants to play on, but he doesn't look as if he's going to... Well, Richarlison, he's not one to make a fuss of things, but Richarlison does not look okay to me, I have to say. And reluctantly has to make his way down, but he looks so groggy. He looks as if he's been poleaxed by two Mike Tyson right hooks, to be honest with you, poor guy. And his fellow Brazilian Bernard comes on. So an enforced substitution there for Everton. And it's not the player that we want to have let go, because Richarlison was starting to have a little bit of an influence on things as well. And that's the sad thing about it. So that stoppage took about 3 minutes. That's obviously going to be added on. So at the moment, we're at 55 minutes. And man of the match time, we're 5 minutes away from man of the match voting time, because what will happen is, as you well know, between the 60th and 90th minute of every game we do on this channel, we always try to get you guys interacting. As always, we always endeavour to do that every game we cover. And of course, tonight it's no exception. It's Van der Beek takes possession. Yeah, and what you got to do at the 60th minute mark, and I'll tell you when to vote, as Pogba chips that ball towards the far post and headed away by Bernard. Calvert-Lewin takes it up. We'll come back to that in a second, because Bernard is on the break here for Everton. He's gone into the old Richarlison role, and it's quickly has won a free kick. Paul Pogba thinks that Bernard has conned him a little bit there. He thinks it's a dive. Yellow card to Paul Pogba. Oh, he doesn't like that decision. If he shows any more dissent, he might get the red one. Paul Pogba doesn't like that decision. And I've got to say, I haven't seen the replay yet. I'd like to see a close-up of this. Bernard's making a good break. And in fact, it's Godfrey, sorry. Now, did he get any of the ball? That's the only question mark. I would say Andy Madley felt he didn't, and it's a free kick. So a chance here for Everton. I'll just have to hold fire on the man of the match thing in a minute, because Everton have got a free kick tossed into the penalty area. It looks like a handball. Well, look, as if Maguire was all over Yerry Mina, and the referee didn't see anything wrong with that. I actually think that's a shirt chug. And it's just a real shame that the Football League haven't used VAR for this. Look at that. He's clearly wrestling Mina to the ground, or clearly wrestling with Mina in the penalty area. And it's Maguire that's doing there. There's a little shirt tug here and a little shirt tug there. I think that's a penalty. Doesn't matter if he goes down or not. I think that's a penalty bit. There you go. Gomez is coming off, and Tom Davies is coming on, the English midfield player. Big prospect at Everton. I think if he gets a run of games, I think he could be top class, Tom Davies. He's got the potential there to be an England international of the future, as Matic gets possession. So just to remind you about the man of the match, we're 2 minutes away from Bolton. All you've got to do is pick the name of the player that you want to see win, or has impressed you most throughout the first hour, or whatever you want to vote. And then you hashtag it with hashtag JBMLTM. And here is a free kick. Is it to Manchester United? No, it isn't. I think he was looking for that United. I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Tellez, but I'm not sure. But anyway, Everton try to keep it on the far side. Don't forget, Trevor Sports box Christmas Day. He'll bring you the virtual world. From the virtual world, yeah, it's a definite dive there from Greenwood. The referee wasn't falling for that as Keane heads the cross away from Greenwood. And the ball headed out for a throw-in. So Trevor Sports will be bringing out a match of the day on a normal mode. No premiere this Christmas Day. Obviously, everyone should be with their families at Christmas, and Trevor's no exception. Of course, he's got his nice pup to look after as well, and what a cracking puppy he's got there too. I think he should be Desmond. Well, maybe he should have named it Motti after me, but there we go. Sorry, Trev. I couldn't resist that gag. Anyway, back with the game, and it's still 0-0. And in all seriousness, it's been a very well competitive League Cup quarter-final. It's been a joy to watch. I've absolutely enjoyed every second of it, and here we go again. And Everton try to get possession now, and the ball now back with Maguire now inside his own half for Manchester United. I'll tell you what, I'm not. I enjoy myself so much in the commentary box. I think this is like Goodison Park for me is like a vocation. It's there to. I think Goodison Park is one of those grounds that really tests me right out. Anyway, long ball towards Van der Beek, but goalkeeper Olsen's got it well and truly under control, and there's no problems there. As we're now, even Trevor's loving along. I mean, it's great, isn't it? I mean, it's great to have banter with everyone. 60th minute mark, time to get your thinking caps on. The voting is officially open for the JB Man in the Match Award. Name of the player, and then hashtag it with JBMOTM. The man with the most votes wins the Man in the Match Award, regardless whether we go to the 90th minute or the penalties. If the game's settled, because man of the match will still count, even if we go to penalties. Remember, the voting ends at the 90th minute mark, and it would do so if we did go to penalties. Oh, we're going to Solskjaer, and Carlo Ancelotti might no VAR. Oh dear. Anyway, I'm sure in the back of the two managers' minds, Mr. Ancelotti and Mr. Solskjaer, that they might need to settle this via penalties, and if so, we will bring you the penalty shootout. But hopefully we'll see a goal before the end is nigh. We've only had 1-0 draw this season. That was between Brighton and Burnley at the Amex Stadium. Here's Paul Pogba now, and Bruno Fernandes in a bit of space. Fernandes shoots with his right foot. He shoots over the bar. And a goal kick to Everton. We play 61 and a half minutes, and still we await the breakthrough here at Goodison Park. Everton in their second successive quarter-final. They were beaten by Leicester City on penalties last season. Just to remind you of the other three semi-finalists that have already made it there. Brentford, certainly the outsiders of the four that might get through. Dispatched a poor Newcastle side last night. And then even worse still for Arsenal fans. Sorry to keep bringing this up. They were absolutely outplayed by Manchester City 4-1. And it was an avalanche, really. And City could have won by more, in fairness. The goalkeeper for Arsenal had a complete, utter nightmare. And, of course, earlier this evening, Stoke City, no match for Tottenham Hotspur, 3-1 winners at the Britannia. So Spurs, City and Brentford... And Brentford are all in the hat for the semi-final draw. Who's going to join them for tonight's draw? You can see that on television on Sky Sports once the game is finished. And when we finished here, as Maguire keeps that in, then has to hurdle the advertising holdings down below me on the near side and into the empty seats and the banners that are holding them together, or the tarpaulin. Sort of like tarpaulin sort of flags, isn't it? Yeah. So as I say, keep your thinking caps on. You've got until the 90th minute to find out who's your man in the match is going to be. And of course, JBM, I'm sadly, I can't accept that, Trev. No VAR. And it's sad, really, because we've had one or two key decisions that if it gone to VAR, might have been overturned. For example, Richarlison's foul, where he ended up going off. I think there was maybe a slight kick, but that's the problem. I think the Football League, because it's their competition, they can decide to have no VAR and things like that. But whether you've got VAR or not, I suppose, controversy is never far away in the game of football as regards decision-making from referees and officials and things like that. We're going to see Marcus Rashford on in a second. He won what he's done in the last sort of 12 months has been unbelievable. With the government school meals campaign, trying to spearhead the school meal campaign to the government and things like that. And it's important. What he's done, he's a hero for everybody in his hometown of Whitenshaw, which is a little town just in the greater Manchester area. Goal kick, will it be? Yep. Has meanest effect. Attempted clearance comes off a United player last. I think it was Bruno Fernandes, and behind for a goal kick, and Everton take it short. But for what Rashford has done for the country as a whole, in terms of having a bit of a setting a good example and really giving footballers a good name again. You know, it's nice to see that happening. In fact, him and Martial are about to come on. So it looks as if there's going to be no goal for Cavani tonight, unless he scores before he's substituted. Or maybe they might keep Cavani on and play him as a sort of a threesome, maybe up front. Who knows? But let's see. Here's Pogba now to Harry Maguire, the Manchester United captain. No holds barred approach from him tonight. And Bailly now goes charging forward over halfway. Still going. When Zeba gets it over on the far side, tries to play it back to Edison Cavani, but the ball out of play. Still 0-0, 65 gone. We're into our second stream of the night. We brought in the first stream. We were going to bring it all in one go. But we had a technical fault during our 10-minute tea break. We ended up spending our tea break trying to repair the damage, which we did, and we put another stream on for the second half. And so far, 0-0. Sometimes I don't know why we bother. Anyway, here comes Pogba chipping the ball in there. Van der Beek, can he reach this long ball? No, he can't. And the ball is with Olsen. Trying to hook the ball back across the 6-yard area. But Olsen was there, and he wasn't fooled by that. And that wasn't a good kick, actually, from Olsen. It's gone straight to the Nemanja Matic now on. Just to the left of the centre circle. Plays a couple of 1-2s with Van der Beek. Now gets possession. Infield back to Paul Pogba. Deep inside Everton territory. Godfrey gets back there for Everton on the far side. And the ball hooked out of play. And we're going to see a double substitution now from Manchester United. We're going to see, first of all, number 9 go off. That's number 34, Van der Beek, the Dutchman. He's coming off. So no goal for him tonight. So he will be replaced by Martial. And Mason Greenwood is going off as well. So it looks as if, unless I'm very much mistaken, it's going to be a front three to be feared off here for Everton, because you've got Rashford, you've got Martial, and you've got the cage poacher, Edison Cavani. And what a front three that is. But Everton have got a good attacker themselves in Calvert-Lewin. And Decore's there, and he can't Freddie through to a Welby. He was in acres of space to his right as well, which would have been interesting if he had got that through. Still 0-0. We're coming up towards 67 minutes. So we've had 67 minutes here at Goodison Park. And still no breakthrough yet. We're 23 minutes per stoppage time, potentially away from a penalty competition. Stay tuned if that is the case. We will bring it to you live, only on JB Sports. Live commentary of this Carabao Cup quarter-final. And it's been a cracker. For a 0-0, it has actually been a very good watch, it has to be said. Martial can't play the ball through. Sigurdsson intercepted. Here's Decore now. He's got Calvert-Lewin to his left and then chips the ball to a Welby. Can a Welby reach that? The answer is no. The ball goes out by the corner quadrant down by the near side towards the Gladys Street end. But Martial there inexplicably giving the ball away. Remember the Man of the Match award. We need to find a winner of that tonight. We also need to find a winner of this game. It's got to happen tonight, regardless. 90 minutes or penalties. No extra time used now in the League Cup anymore. I can remember a long time ago, I'm sure Trevor does, when we used to have League Cup replays. And I banished them about 1998. I remember the last League Cup final replay being Leicester City against Middlesbrough at Hillsborough. Steve Claridge in the second period of extra time winning it. And Middlesbrough were the favourites, and they got relegated. And Leicester, I think, finished 11th under Martin O'Neill. And the League Cup, what a season they had. Mina now, and that was a real success for Leicester before they had all that success a few years back in the Premier League. Winning the League Cup was always considered Leicester City's biggest success until the Premier League came about. But at the moment, what Everton wouldn't give for some footballing success at the moment, the League Cup really offers them a real opportunity at the moment. So too Manchester United to get a trophy under their belts. Only going to Solskjaer more so because he's under fire. He's going to be judged on what he wins. Of course, everyone's going to be judged on the master, Alex Ferguson. Anyway, here goes Seamus Coleman breaking down the right-hand side. Coleman now tries to get the ball through, and he hits it too hard towards Calvert-Lewin. He put too much pace on the pass, hit the pass through with too much conviction, and Calvert-Lewin, and he was all tied up in knots. He couldn't believe the ball that Coleman had got through to him. But having said that, good running back by Seamus Coleman, showing good tenacity there. And in fact, I think if it had got through, Calvert-Lewin wouldn't have got there anyway because he would have been in an offside position. So it wouldn't have mattered in the slightest anyway. So we're coming up towards the last 20 minutes. Let me know what you think. Don't forget man of the match, of course. But if you do think about a man of the match, if you do think it's going to go to penalties, let me know in the comments section. Or do you think someone will get a late winner? I really do hope someone will. I really do hope that somebody gets a winning goal. I'd like to see that happen, but at the moment, it doesn't look as if we're going to see that at the moment. But you never know. Football is a way of making a fool out of you. And that is the way that we're seeing things at the moment. But anything can happen. Football, as I say, it was a certain Jimmy Greaves used to say, it's a funny old game. It's a funny old game, Saint. But anyway, less of the impressions and more of the commentary. Still remains 0-0 here. If you've just joined us here on JB Sports, live second half commentary of Everton versus Manchester United from Goodison Park. There are 2,000 people all packed in, well, not packed, but social distance in the Gladys Street end as the goalkeeper Henderson kicks clear. Under pressure from Calvert-Lewin. Found the ball just over halfway. There was an appeal for a handball maybe against Matic. Not given. Matic takes possession this time. Handballs towards the halfway line. Finds his midfield colleague Paul Pogba. Gets it out to the far side. Marcus Rashford has the ball. Gets to go backwards. United now almost doing what Burnley do on a regular basis. Go from front to back. Everton have brought everybody back here. And look to try and penetrate this 11-man Everton defence. More or less everyone behind the ball as Telles brings a lovely cross in there, but Michael Keane winning the first header. And Rashford can't get there and lets Godfrey do some of the work for him. And wins his side a throw level in line with the edge of the 6-yard box of Everton to Manchester United. It might be a little bit further than that. He's taking it on the edge of the 18-yard area. Ross has gone for the first bolt. He's taken 10 minutes to have a good think about it, and he's deliberated with Ben Godfrey. Not a bad choice. If you think Ben Godfrey deserves man of the match along with Russ, you can vote for him or you can vote for somebody else. Just to remind you, if one of each player from each side gets a vote each, or one from each side has got the same amount of votes, then I will have the casting vote. If it's two from the same side, then they can share the award because they're both from the same side. So that's fine. But at the moment, Ben Godfrey is our early leader in the Man of the Match award. What do you think, guys? Are we 18 minutes away from penalties, or are we going to see something really special? Are we going to see a special moment of genius from one of these two sides that might decide things now? I think one goal now at this stage will decide it. I think that's the key to it all, folks. I think one goal will decide it all. And if it does happen to be that way, then I think it will be a great fitting end. I think there's going to be a couple of chances each for each side. That's a foul, surely. Looks a clear push there, but referee not interested. I had a very good view of that. Anyway, Tom Davies winning possession on halfway and then tangling there with Cavani. And Everton have conceded the free kick. Decore the offender that time. And Cavani is down in a huge heap on halfway on the far side. So, just to remind you that if it does end any draw, where it's 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, whatever, I'm not sure it's going to be 2-2. Probably more likely to be 0-0. I think Tom Davies caught him there in the old meat and two veg there. But Cavani's a tough enough lad. Comes from a tough country, Uruguay. They make them tough over there, don't they, the Uruguayans? Unless you lose Suarez. I'm kidding. Anyway, back to the game. It's Harry Maguire now, the Manchester United skipper, finds Eric Bailly. Is there going to be, for one of these two teams, I've seen an advertising audience, is the grass green on the other side? Well, for one of these two sides, it will be if they get through in this competition tonight. Rashford with an attempted cross, which is hit far too hard and into the Philip Carter stand for a goal kick to Everton. Philip Carter Park stand, named after the former Everton chairman. Also former chairman of this of the Football League, of course. He played a huge part in an exclusive television rights in 1988, which saw Match of the Day frozen out of league football for 4 years. Philip Carter accepted a £46 million bid, I think, from ITV at the time, and they did 21 games a season. I think they did a bit more than that throughout the course of the season, but seemed a lot of football to bring at the time. Did that for 4 years and then lost the contract to Sky, which was a sad day because we didn't see any live football on terrestrial telly for many, many years. Until this year when the lockdown came into being and BBC bought a few games to show. But they're showing one actually on Boxing Day, actually, the Beeb. So we get to watch one for absolutely zilch, just for our bog standard 158 quid that we had to pay on a license fee each year. But at the moment, we're live. You're listening to this game free of charge. We don't need no Patreon account or whatever. Some YouTubers tend to go down that route. Others, like myself and Trevor, don't. We like to give as well. We more are giving well as receiving as Martial plays a lovely ball into the penalty area again. Everton just about doing enough in defence. When Zeba keeps the ball in play. We're about 14 minutes away plus stoppage time from a penalty shootout, folks. And I will be seriously convinced now that Ancelotti, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now will certainly have thoughts of who might take the penalties. There'll be lists being written down by both backroom staff. Of course, they've got Duncan Ferguson, Everton. Mike Phelan is there too. Michael Carrick is also on the coaching staff at Old Trafford. Of course, Duncan Ferguson, a cult hero at this parish. We saw him last season against Leicester in the cup here when he was punching the air, running down the touchline when he had to take over when Marco Silva was sacked. And that was a time when Everton were really struggling so much, and he sort of galvanised them and reminded them what their responsibilities were. He was also the youth manager at Everton as well before he took command, and he impressed so much he became Ancelotti's right-hand man. Good man to have on your side, Duncan Ferguson, in a bit of a scrap, I suppose. He's a no-holds-barred Glaswegian who really kicked off his career in big-time football up in Scotland with Glasgow Rangers, and he served a prison sentence early in his career, but then came back, went to Everton after being frozen out at Rangers and went to the Premier League with Everton and won an FA Cup with them. So he's a cult hero, Duncan Ferguson, amongst Ancelotti's stuff, and my word, he does a good job there as Ancelotti's number 2. But they'll be compiling lists now for penalties. And, that's going to be some game on Super Sunday. Burnley against Leeds. I'll certainly be watching. I won't be commentating on any of those games, I don't think. I'm still going to be with the family, but we'll certainly be covering from the 27th, 28th of December, some live football. And don't forget Trevor's version of Match of the Day. That's also got Burnley Leeds as its featured game. The virtual version, of course. And I've got a good one on Arsenal against Chelsea. What a cracker that promises to be, both in real life and in the world of Trevor Sports as well, where I'm going to be commentating on for Trevor on Christmas Day. Remember, it is not a premiere video. It's just a standard upload. And then if you hit the notifications bell, you'll find out when it's dropped. And then you can watch it at any time that you fancy. So as everyone will be with their families, It's only right that we don't Premier it. Trevor's come to the conclusion, rightfully, in my opinion, that no Premier should be needed. But we'll be back to Premiers as from after that, I think. But it's going to be very busy for him as well, editing all the stuff together, Sports Night, Match of the Day, with the Christmas period and everything else. But we've got some great stuff coming up on Trevor's channel in the new year. We've got some great stuff coming up on this channel as well, commentary-wise and all that stuff. We're going to have Snooker 19 content as well later next year, early next year as well. Free kick to Manchester United, just on the edge of the area against Bernard, I think. Yeah, well, man, again, Pogba makes a bit of a meal of it there, to be honest. It's a problem with people like Paul Pogba. I mean, he's got past it now, and then he just does a Tom Daly 8.4, and comes the referee a little bit. Yes, there's contact there, but not enough surely to go down in the way that Paul Pogba went down. That's, for a guy that's cost £89 million, he didn't half flatter to deceive some weeks. But anyway, we've got a free kick situation. Tellez and Bruno Fernandes are the two-man committee. It's to the right of the penalty box, and it's right on the edge of the area here. So there's a problem or two here in store for Everton, potentially, if one of these two completely get this right. 10 to play. Godfrey's leading in the man of the match award, and Tellez with the free kick, but he can't keep the effort down. We will not be bringing the draw afterwards. I'll be coming straight off as I've got other things to do. I've got to record the Christmas. I've got to record the Christmas speech before bed. But you'll be able to watch the draw on Sky, and we'll be bringing you one of the semi-finals. I'm sure of it in the new year, whichever it may be. We might bring one leg of each. Bring you commentary of one leg of each, and we'll certainly have the FA Cup third round for you. Hopefully the fourth round draw as well in the new year, but we're a long way from that at the moment. And then we'll have Premier League commentaries as well after Christmas. Considering we might do more when the Amazon Prime games are kicking in, because we'll have more chances to cover games than we would if on a normal Saturday. But so it always gives us an opportunity to cover some festive football as well, post-festive football. Of course, we'll have on Boxing Day, they'll have the King George VI chase, of course, at good old Kempton Park. It's a one-legged one. All right, we might have to show both semi-finals. Both on January the 4th, I'm told. And then the final itself, just to remind you, it's not February the 27th or 28th or something like that. It's usually played late February, but they're going to put it back to a very old date. It used to be played in late April, the League Cup final. And so 20-odd years ago, and then they started putting it at the end of February. But because of the ongoing situation with COVID-19, they fear that the fans might not be back fully until at least March or April. So the Football League, in their wisdom, and I think it's the correct decision, are going to be putting the final back to April the 27th. It's on a Sunday, and hopefully we'll have live commentary of that final. Hopefully it will be an old Radio 5 style commentary match, getting either Russ or Trevor to do one part of the first half and then me do another one, and then just introduce the whole thing, or get Trevor to introduce it, and do it from there. We'll test the two main commentator theory out for the finals, I think. As well, we chips the ball in there. Hopefully we'll have Chris as well back, and him and Russ will do one of the European finals, hopefully, as well. Anyway, here come Manchester United again on the far side, and here's Edinson Cavani. He's got Rashford in the middle, but his cross is very poor, and it's turned away, and we're now in the last 7 minutes plus stoppage time here at Goodison Park. Are we going to see a winning goal here, or are we going to go to penalties? Surely the list and the volunteers will be going now, and we're going to see another substitution. Luke Shaw could have come on for Alex Tellez, so he won't be, if it does go all the way, he won't be needed to take a penalty. Well, he won't be able to take one even if he volunteered, because he's been withdrawn. We've still got enough key players out there that can take penalties. You got your Martials, your Ashfords, your Cavani's, you'd back 9 times out of 10 to score a penalty from. 6 minutes left of the man of the match vote. At the moment, Ben Godfrey is leading that charged, and if you and if you are still unsure who to choose, just keep thinking for the next 4 or 5 minutes, and then put the name of the player, and then hashtag it with JBMLTM. If Godfrey does hold on, he will be man of the match. He is at the thing stand. Only your votes will decide who wins our award, our supplementary award. Here's Bruno Fernandes now, left-hand side for Manchester United. 10 yards inside his own half. Goes back to Shaw. Well, rather Matic, I should say. Now Maguire on halfway inside the centre circle. Just dances out of it a little bit. The ball just trickled out of it. And then, he's giving it away now, Maguire. He could be out of position because Calvert-Lewin might punch in there between two United defenders, and Shaw, he was brought down. The referee's not happy, and I don't think he's going to give it. I thought Calvert-Lewin was fouled there. Oh, I don't know. I'd like to look at that one again. I'd like to see a replay if the television people would be so kind to show a replay after this United attack's out of the way, because we got Rashford on the ball, running at the defender here, which is Seamus Coleman. It balls to Shaw, who gets the ball back in there, and a chance now for Everton to get it clear now, and they've got a chance to break, but they've lost possession again. Bally picks up the loose ball, runs 20 yards, but then loses possession, and now Everton now have a chance to break themselves. But at the moment, it's all about one mistake now could be critical. Here's Fernandes now, and this could be a moment for Martial. Oh, he's completely missed his kick. His left foot touched the ball, which took it away from his right foot as he was winding up his right foot to shoot. Fernandes lays him in a treat, and look, his first touch there on the left foot takes the ball away from his swinging right foot. He was about to pull the trigger, must have lost his footing completely, and in the end, Everton just about survived. Just tripped over the ball, quite literally. I don't know. Yeah, dear. We've only had 1-0 so far this season, and that was in a league match, which really didn't live up to all the expectations between Brighton and Burnley, although Burnley got to stop the rot at that time with a nice point on the road when Ben Mee got back to his defensive duties. But Everton have won possession again, and here's Sigurdsson, who's won this competition before, recording his days at Swansea. Finds a Welby, shoots it in there, Sigurdsson's header and wide. Less than 4 minutes to go, and still no breakthrough. It's been that sort of night at Goodison Park. It really has. This is a Welby again with the cross. It was a very good one, and Sigurdsson, well, probably the lamest attempt at a diving header you probably see. Maybe the ball just a little too far in front of him, and Dean Henderson not required to make the save. So we're still at 0-0. And I just wonder now, with each second goes by, that penalties is going to be an even more increasing proposition now than it was before. Remember, we have to play to a finish tonight, so penalties will decide if it does end a draw. I think there will be at least 3 minutes of stoppage time. I can't think, apart from the Richarlison injury, I can't think of any stoppage time really throughout the second half. It's been anything other than that. As Cavani shoots, and he scored! Edinson Cavani with the right foot finds the corner and could have fired Manchester United into the League Cup semi-finals. Maybe we won't need penalties after all. Everton 0, Manchester United 1, and Edinson Cavani really from the first moment tonight has threatened to get one tonight. Might have just fired the dream ticket into the semi-finals for Manchester United. Maguire played the ball into Martial. He took the possession in the centre circle, put a lovely ball through. He took on Godfrey and beat him for pace. And what about that for a finish in the bottom corner? Manchester United in the last couple of seconds doing what they do, in the last couple of minutes doing what they do best, scoring at the end of games, what they used to do under Sir Alex Ferguson, and they've done it again here when it matters most in the League Cup quarter-final. We've got a goal. I'm just relieved someone scored. It looked for all the while as if we were going to penalties. That might not be a possibility unless Everton absolutely get themselves back into this. It might be too little too late, and it was sad really because I really did fancy Everton to win the game. Edinson Cavani's got Trevor's man in the match vote. Decore's been replaced by Cenk Tosun as Everton from the last roll of the dice. They've still got the FA Cup to go for. It's a bigger prize than the League Cup, to be fair. But they've got a decent draw in that, I think, Everton. But let's have a find out. Here's Sigurdsson. Now, can Everton force penalties? We're into the last minute of normal time. Free kick, Everton. Foul there by Yana Wanzebe, who gets a yellow card, number 38. Well, I might have a bit of a dilemma now because Godfrey's Loris's choice for man of the match and Cavani. I've got a bit of a dilemma now. Trevor's giving me a dilemma. I'll decide in a minute. I've got 30 seconds. I think I've made my selection anyway. If it does end a draw, well, I'll tell you at 90 minutes. We've got 30 seconds of normal time to go. And Sigurdsson's over this free kick. Keane is forward. Mina's forward. Bernard is forward. So too is Chambers, Coleman and Calvert-Lewin. Sigurdsson chips the ball into the mix once again. Header one and over the top. I think it was, I think Bernard got the final touch and it goes over the top of the crossbar. As we see the replay again, the ball played in there and came off the back of Bernard's head. And we played the 90 minutes. In fact, it wasn't Bernard. It was actually Ben Godfrey headed it over. So I've got a decision to make now. We're into 5 added minutes at the end. And Edison Cavani, who's actually been one of the best players for Manchester United, arguably on the night, gets my vote. So I'm going to side with Trevor on this one over Russ. And I'm going to pick Edison Cavani as our man of the match, as it ended one apiece between him and Ben Godfrey in the voting. And now here come out United now looking to settle it now with Martial, but Michael Keane coming across. In fact, it was Seamus Coleman coming across and doing really well there. And Shaw gets it away for United. In fact, a free kick's been given and Martial gets a yellow card for a professional foul. We've nearly had 1 of the 5 minutes, folks. And what a night it has been for Manchester United. Semi-finalists last year when missing out. Lost out in the semis. They're back again to, I think they lost out, was it to Aston Villa? I can't remember, but it might have, I don't know. It might have been Manchester City, actually, but I can't remember. But what I do know is they were semi-finalists last year, and here they come there looking to be semi-finalists again as Rashford gets the shot in, deflects, and United will take that all day long. Comes off Ben Godfrey. I don't think Everton on the night, if I'm being honest, did themselves justice to it. They were a bit of, I think they've lost their way. They had a good spell before half-time, and then when they lost with Charlton, I feel that the wheels really came off for them at that point, and it was just a question of time, really. United, certainly in the last 20 minutes, did a lot of the attacking, and in fairness, I think United just about deserve, on the balance of play, just to sneak through to the semi-finals. So it looks like the 2 Manchester clubs, along with Tottenham and Brentford. I'll tell you what now, if you're a Brentford fan, we wanted a home draw in that one-legged semi-final in early January, early next month, won't you? Because no one will want to go to the Brentford Community Stadium, that's for sure. Somerset tries to win a free kick, but the referee's not going to be fooled by that. There was never a foul there by Maguire on Tosin. And Everton, all they get is a throw deep inside Everton, Manchester United territory. They've played nearly halfway through this 5 minutes of stoppage time. They're going to have to throw men forward, Everton, obviously, to force the penalty shootout. Remember, they forced the penalty shootout 12 months ago, but then lost out to Leicester City in the quarterfinals as Olsen gets it away. It was a good shot that had to beat Olsen on the night. Both goalkeepers have done really well whenever they've had to be tested. That's a good ball from Welby towards the far side. Can Everton find a way through? Bernard, or rather Godfrey's shot, deflects away. Keane let that go, and it's a corner to Everton. And their fans are believing again now. One moment of genius could send them into not extra time, to penalties. One moment they need. Ball into the area, but Dean Henderson gets the ball, drops down with the ball in his arms, and wastes a little bit of time within the rules for Manchester United. Good piece of goalkeeping there. Kept his eye on the ball and kept the ball well and truly in his grasp. Well done. That's how it should be done, David De Gea. If it was De Gea, he'd be deciding to flap it in or punch it, the way he's been performing so far this season. 1-0 to Manchester United. We're now literally 90 seconds away from the end, and Everton get a throw-in, and, that's surely going to be a booking for kicking the ball away for Luke Shaw. And the referee's quite right to do that. You can't do that. You cannot do that under any circumstances. Referee was right. And it will also not help Manchester United because that sort of adds another 10 seconds towards Everton's cause as well, because they'll add time on at the end, 1 minute of the minimum of 5 to go. Matic cuts away from Sigurdsson, runs towards the area. He's got Fernandes to his left. Fernandes inside the penalty area. Fernandes shoots. Oh, he's hit the angle of post and crossbar and goes into the park stand behind the goalkeeper and for a goal kick. And well, that would have settled any lingering doubts anyway. Oh, that deserved to go for Bruno Fernandes. He's curled that beautifully with his right foot. Oh, that deserved better. And here come Manchester United on the break. It's 3 against 2 in their favour. Rashford's leading the charge. And Cavani's there too. Cavani to Rashford. And that's a great save from the goalkeeper. United should have squared it there and then. They should have made it absolutely sure. Everton have got about 10 seconds to try and force penalties now. They've got to get it into the box. Can they do so? The ball played in. Oh, it's a poor ball, and it's going to come away for United. And the referee surely will blow for time now. He'll allow this one last attack. Rashford, I wouldn't be amazed. Oh, he's going to go for goal. They're going to go bold here. Martial to settle it, and he finds the right-hand corner of the net. And Manchester United, for absolutely certain, with practically the last kick of the game, have sealed their passage into the League Cup semi-finals. Everton having to understandably throw men forward, having to chase the game. The flag stayed down. It was 3 against 3, and Martial stuck the ball away. And that should be that now, as far as the tie is concerned. And the whistle has gone elsewhere. Looking at a replay of the goal, Martial and Cavani, the heroes for Manchester United, they are in the semi-finals. And the draw will be coming up on Sky Sports very shortly. So you'll be able to see that then. But it's Manchester United's night at Goodison Park tonight. 2 late goals settled it. And it looked for a long, long time as if it was going to finish goalless after 90 minutes. Ancelotti and Solskjaer shake hands with one another. Everton on the night, to be fair, just didn't do themselves enough justice on the night, maybe to warrant being in the semi-finals. But their season's far from over, Everton. They've still got the league's still got the top 4 to go for, and they've still got the FA Cup to come in January. So the season's far from over for Ancelotti's men. There's no doubt about that. But for Manchester United, there's a big smile from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's face. That is for sure. He's grinning like a chested cat. The wheels are on his bus are really turning into the right direction. They're turning on the road to Wembley potentially. Well, they could face either one of these 3 other teams. They got Tottenham, Manchester City. They probably won't be. I'm not sure they want Brentford either, because especially away from home. Because Brentford at their stadium this year have been absolutely superb. So whatever draw United get, it's going to be a toughie. They'll want a home draw, of course, but there you go. But as Solskjaer and his boys make their way off back behind the park stand, just to remind you of 2 things to watch out for on my channel tomorrow. We've got a League Cup edition of the match where we'll be showing a second round cup tie in virtual world, Hull against Crystal Palace. You won't want to miss that. That's at 12 o'clock tomorrow lunchtime. And then at 2:30, back in the real world, I will be delivering my Christmas message. I'm off to record that in a few minutes' time. And I'll be doing that to the letter. And also we'll have, and that will be played out at 2:30 as a premiere tomorrow afternoon, again on JB Sports. So a couple of days in your diary. Also, to bring you another date in your diary, Christmas Day, Trevor's sports match of the day, Leeds against Burnley, and Arsenal against Chelsea on the main features in the virtual world again. But I should also stress that it is not a premiere this time round. It's just an upload, and then you just watch it in your own leisure. But what a performance tonight for Manchester United. They were the better side statistically. Everton did have a good spell, but I think when they lost Richarlison, really, it was probably the undoing of them. But they've still got plenty to go for. Michael Keane walks off disconsolate, but there's nothing to be ashamed about. They came up against the United side, which were more hungrier and more determined to get the job done. And Paul Pogba and Cole walk off there. Mike Phelan shaking hands there with Paul Pogba. And a very contented Ole Gunnar Solskjaer makes his way down behind the park stands. Let me remind you of all the results. Brentford 1, Newcastle 0, Arsenal 1, Man City 4. They were last night. Tonight, Stoke 1, Tottenham 3, Everton 0, Manchester United 2. So only one home tie won there. The two semi-finals will be on the 5th and 6th of January, and the final will be on the 25th of April, kicking off at 4 o'clock. And hopefully we'll have live commentary coverage of that final on the 25th of April on JB Sports. So watch that space. We'll let you know when we will be covering it. But anyway, that's all we've got time for tonight. Thank you to Trevor and to Russ and to a few others as well that have tuned in. And listen, Cavani got our Man in the Match award. Trevor came in at the end there when Cavani scored. He knows when the time is right to pick the Man in the Match as our Trev. But hope you all obviously hopefully you all have a good Christmas. But I'll be telling you all that tomorrow anyway. But I'm off to go and record my Christmas message now. So as I say, we'll drop that in as a premiere at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon here on this channel, and it'll be worth you watching that. And I can also join in with the chat as well. So hence why we're recording it as opposed to going live with it. But I want to just say thank you to Trevor, thank you to Russ, and thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Thank you to Storm FM for winning one of the awards tonight. I don't know what I won my award for actually. Before I leave you, let me just check what award I won. I don't think it was for YouTuber of the Year, but I don't know who got that in the end, but I'm sure it was Trevor that got it. But we'll see. But I'm sure Mike said I won an award of some description. Let me see what he actually did. I won the best one. Oh, I see. I won the award for best guest at the Storm FN Awards. So, yeah. So I've won an award. So I'm an award winner, but not for my YouTube channel. Or for my commentary or anything like that, just as a guest. But there you go. Well, that's show business for you. But I hope you've enjoyed the commentary, and I'm sorry that it's had to be two streams. But you didn't miss any second of the action, I'm pleased to say. And we've actually got through 90 minutes of a commentary at Goodison Park, even if it took us two streams to do it. Progress or what? Anyway, it was a frustrating night for Everton, but a great one for Manchester United. They joined Brentford, Manchester City and Tottenham in the semi-finals. Hope you can join us tomorrow for the Christmas speech, and of course after Christmas for live commentaries as well post-Christmas. Okay, well until tomorrow, have a fantastic rest of your evening, and all the best for Christmas Eve tomorrow. But until then, have a fantastic evening, stay warm, stay safe, and with the news that Manchester United are in the last war of the Carabao Cup competition. From me, for now, from me, JB, good night. I'll see you all tomorrow for the Christmas speech. Till then, good night.